Hi, my name is Friday. Welcome back to my channel. To my subscribers, thank you as always. And to those of you that are not subscribed, subscribe and join the fun. First thing you need is some cardstock. I chose to use this plaid. These color your own ornament pumpkins. I'm only going to use 3. And I am also using white chalk paint, truffle, and then I need some like Mod Podge or Elmer's glue. But I'm going to use this varnish. It's really great for Mod Podging. And some twine. The first thing you want to do is take 2 of the 3 pumpkins and cut them straight down. After you cut them in half, you want to trim off the little stem off of the halfies. And now you'll notice you have a right and left on your pumpkins. On every right side of the pumpkin, I am going to paint it white. And on this side, I'm going to put my cardstock on it. And I'm going to do the same thing on this one, white cardstock. And then when I flip it over, cardstock, white, and then same here, when you flip them over, cardstock, white. You want all the right sides to be white and all the left sides to be cardstock, if that makes sense. You know, had I known this is going to turn out to look more like an apple, I would have trimmed this stem to like apple stem. But it is what it is. So now I am going to glue 2 of these on each side, like at a 60-degree angle. And this is how I did the other side. I just grabbed a couple of containers and set it on there. Next, I'm just going to take my twine and I'm just going to, actually, I probably can just slide that right through here. And I'm just going to wrap it like this. It's going to go back and forth. And here is my pumpkin apple. Okay, now I'm going to make me a pumpkin, a real quick and easy one. On to the next craft. For this project, you need 9 Jenga blocks, chalk paint, and truffle, and pumpkin. And all you want to do, and you might have seen this elsewhere on Pinterest and YouTube, is you want to take 3 of your blocks and shape them like this and glue them together. And you want 2 sets. So glue those together. And then paint all of these pumpkin and this one truffle. Now that my blocks are dry, I am going to take these 2, and this is my stem, and I'm going to place it like that, and I'm going to glue that together. You'll notice I didn't paint on some of the blocks, just so my wood glue can adhere to it. Then I'm going to glue this one on this side, and when I flip it over, I'll finish gluing the rest. And that project will be done. And there is the pumpkin. I could have did a little better job on there by adding a leaf or something to the top and maybe distressing the edges of the pumpkin. And since I had my orange and truffle paint out, I decided to go ahead and paint this one. And the galvanized backing that came on it came from a picture frame, and which you'll see in the next craft. So let's get started. For this next craft, you need 4 of these 2x3 photo frames. And what you want to do is flip it over and just pull these tabs off and take out this middle piece. And then save this part for another craft. And then what you want to do when you have all 4 of them done is you want to take them, and I am going to set mine up like this, and I'm going to glue them, all 4 of them. So it's not going to be a perfect square, but this way I have this design, and I'm just going to leave it like that. You can paint it if you want, or if you want to glue it like this. I think a lot of people will glue them like this to create that perfect square, but I like that little border. So pull all your tabs and then glue all your frames together. Now that my lantern is all glued, I am going to just attach a few leaves. So it's something like this. And I'm going to do all 4 sides and then put a candle in, and that project will be done. And this is how this turned out. I really like this. And now I'm going to set it up on the other side so you see the dark brown borders on it. But I need to make something else first. So let's start that craft. For this craft, you just need this 5-foot garland and some ribbon. And all I'm going to do is take my ribbon and cut it to 7 inches. And I am just going to tie it in between every leaf. Okay, and here is the lantern facing the other way with the truffle colored borders. I like it like this. And the garland, I just added the ribbon to. I love this garland because it has little loops on the end that you can just hang up if you'd like to. And you can always add more leaves, but I just like it with a few pieces of ribbon. Okay, on to the next craft. Oh boy, I have seen so many people making these that I have to make one. The first thing you're going to want is 2 of these pumpkin wreath forms, and I just taped mine at the bottom and the top. And assortment of embellishment. You definitely will need Spanish moss, maybe some picks, some greenery, some ribbon, pumpkins, leaves. I do plan on using a candle, so if you're going to use a candle, you're going to need a disc, or you can cut it out of foam board. And something heavy. So I had these 2 pieces of wood, and I just glued 1 dowel on this side. And now I am going to place my wreath there and figure out where my other dowel needs to go before I glue it down. I want my wreath to stay up, stand by itself like that. So I'm going to glue this down. Okay, the next step is just to put some E6000 on the bottom of this. And I'm also going to attach there, 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 and there. And then I'm going to take my Elmer's or my wood glue and attach my stick. I only needed 1 popsicle stick. I just want to glue 2 popsicle sticks in there real quick. After much consideration, I am not using Spanish moss. That is way too messy. I am just using this raffia, and I'm just going to start at the bottom, and I'm just gluing it around the base and try to get most of the bottom covered, and then I'll start working my way up, and I could just glue it on there because I do plan on covering it with foliage. Okay, well, I meant to show you, but I wasn't recording. It was really easy just to wrap the raffia around a few times and glue it down. And then on here, I just grabbed a couple of the strands, and I did use the Dollar Tree. I just grabbed a couple strands and folded them back and forth and just glued them down, and then just cut off the ends. And on my wood disc for my candle holder, I've glued a jingle block on the bottom just to give it some height, so my candle can go there. Now I would show you how I'm going to decorate this, but more than likely I'll change my mind and end up filming this who knows how many times, so I will spare you and just show you the finished project. And here is the final project. I'm loving this. And what's really cool is I decorated the other side with a different ribbon. And I plan on putting this on my dining table so you can see it from both sides. Until next time, take care of one another.